We here highly resolve that these dead should not have died in vain.
I was out with my girlfriend on December 7th, 1941, and so when they said the Japanese had attacked Pearl Harbor, that was on a Sunday, and I could hardly wait for Monday to show up. So Monday, rushed down and joined the Navy, but I was only 16. And so I went home and I told my folks, hey, I'm in the Navy now. My dad said, oh, no, you're not. So the next day, he grabbed me, you're still free. Took me by the ear, and we went back, and he unjoined me until I reached the age of 17.
I was working at Montgomery Ward's in Wenatchee. One day I just decided I was tired of retail. And so by noon hour, I went up and joined the Army. And my mother just had a fit. But it was a real good experience for me, yeah.
The summer of 1943, I was in the smoke jumpers in Missoula, and there was a contingent of Coast Guard that came down from Alaska that went through our training program. And so I knew, I was just going to be 17 that September, so I knew I was going in one or the other, so Coast Guard sounded good. So the higher up said, well, you've been all through the training, so all you got to do is go through the physical. We'll put in for you, and you're in the Coast Guard.
No, that's forever.
Oh, you do?
Oh, Dennis brings it with better and better. Check it out. Yes, the beat goes on. It's an all-adult marching band with high energy, brassy rock and roll style and Mitch's smiling.
"95-year-old Clifford Dickinson shares some of his favorite music on the squeeze box that his mother got him in the 5th grade.
World War II veteran, and my family over the years has said, Dad, you've never talked to me much about this. And so over the years, and I was very fortunate because during the war, on board my ship, my photo lab was right next door to me, and after the war, the photographer made me a picture of practically everything that was taken in the Pacific Ocean, the parts that we were in there. So I've put the book together. I have many, many more pictures that I need to do something with, and some enlargements. To start with, went into World War II at the age of 17, right out of high school, and joined the Navy. And was assigned to U.S. Shamrock Bay, an aircraft carrier. We went down through the West Coast for shakedown cruise, and we black fighter planes over to Casablanca for the French. we made 2 trips doing that across the Atlantic Ocean. A couple of our on the 2 trips flags, which indicates the number of planes and or ships that we sunk of the Jap. A friend of mine from Vance and Leonard Alley, he said, let's go to Wenatchee to do the dance. There's used to be called a natatorium, and that's where our performing arts building is now. Anyway, all we used to get the name dance, so we came down. We walked in, and there was these 2 redheads sitting across the room. He says, well, let's go introduce ourselves and dance with them. Well, one of them happened to be Janet, the other one Virginia. We danced with them, and it ended up, we both married those redheads. Leonard married Janet Howe, and I married Virginia.
Born, Jim? June 23rd, 1919, Birmingham, Michigan.
You lived in Florida for a while, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was way back when I was 17, 18 years old.
Well,
I just stayed there a short time and then came back.
one of them was you're a surviving member of the U.S. military cavalry.
Yes, well, that's what, I was 17 years old, and at that time there was an operation called Citizens Military Training Camps, and it was run by the military, and what it was, they had boys from the age of 14 to 19 could come and spend a month with the military operation, and it so happened the group that I joined was the last cavalry division, true horse cavalry division in the military. And so I started out in the horse division of the military cavalry. I learned really how to ride a big horse. I'd done a little bit before, but not much before that.
Involved in the schooner Zodiac.
Well, I'm a sailor, and as a teenager I even loved sailing. In my own small sailboat, and was friends who had small boats. And when I came out here to visit my sister, I ended up deciding I wanted to live out here. Somehow or other in the process, I learned that there was a sailboat that used to sail the San Juan Islands. And I'd had some experience with a big sailboat in the Atlantic before. I thought, gee, I'd like to sail to San Juan, so but if somebody wanted to know something about navigation, I said, well, I teach navigation. And I learned it back when I've been on the East Coast. Being requested that I'd stay with the boat and sail with them and teach navigation. And since I knew sails, they took over the foresail, which was the second largest sail on board, and taught that, because with that passenger